Street Fighter 2 Turbo, the premier fighting masterpiece. It had kicking, it had punching, it had 2 buttons allotted to each of those things. If that is not the most primo utilization of button economy, then I have no idea what is. Released in 1993 on the Super Nintendo Entertainment System, most people have no idea which version of the game they're playing. Most people have no idea there's like 10 trillion versions of this game. There's Street Fighter 2, there's Street Fighter 2 Champion Edition, there's Street Fighter 2 Turbo, there's Super Street Fighter 2, there's Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo Extra XL 420 Kush 360 No Scope Headshot Edition, respectively. In this video, we're talking about Street Fighter 2 Turbo, the third iteration and probably the biggest one on the Super Nintendo. This is the one that I played as a kid, and this is the one that I lost a lot of friends to over being a cheap piece of shit with Dalsim. So let's talk about that. The game was just super tight, and not in the colloquial schoolyard sense of, oh, yo, that's super tight, bro, but more in the game mechanics sense. The movement was precise, the combos were accurate, the button response time was on point. You didn't have to worry about lazy-ass button mashers, okay? For those of us who trained in the art of the hyper thumb spam, your years of dedication to the art and craft were not in vain. It was truly a game of skill, truly a game of class, truly a game for gentlemen to settle their disputes over land and wealth and women. A game of sophistication and overt racial stereotypes. You had the Russian fighter, the Indian fighter, the American fighter, pure genius. Although you can't really be too hard on him, to be completely honest. I mean, this is just kind of the stuff they did in the 90s. At least it's not Shadow Warrior.
Row your boat gently down to the stream. Whoa, I think my dinghy hanging out.
But the character selection was something that was just really unique, you know? Everybody had their own style, everybody had their own moves, their own techniques. Some people like that Chun-Li thickness. Some people like the Dalsim snipe show. Some people like to be Ryu and just spam Hadoukens like a little bitch. But everybody was an idiot. You see, nobody truly understood the methodology of winning. Nobody truly understood what it took to stand above the rest. Nobody truly understood what it took to win the 1995 Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo World Championships in Fukuyama, Japan. Nobody truly understood the power of E Honda. Lightning quick Super Saiyan hyper punches that filled your entire front-facing hitbox. Inescapable. A slight flick of the up jump button before moving quickly over to the sideways movement direction, allowing you to slide forward like a deadly martial arts meat grinder. You could quickly ascend the ranks and best any opponent. It was truly magic and truly some OP cheap-ass shit. But you gotta do what you gotta do to win, my man, and this game brought out the competitiveness in everybody, least of which of the reasons was probably for the bangin'-ass soundtrack they had going on. This shit was so dope. It wasn't no Koji Kondo, granted, but there was some solid 16-bit jams on this thing, okay? Ryu, bangin'. Guile, bangin'. Selecting your character, bangin'. Easily one of my favorite parts about this game, but the best feature, the ultimate jaw dropper, the pixel art. I mean, I know, it's hard to see these days, having spent the last 10 years of your life looking at 4K super special spicy secret sauce HDMI on a 500-inch TV with 3D VR and surround sound systems, but for the time this game was pretty amazing graphically. The character designs, so interesting and flushed out. The level design, so colorful and rich and textured. The crowds and onlookers masturbating into the air as you fight. And the movements of the characters, especially every punch, every kick, every belly flop, so beautifully and smoothly detailed and choreographed. As far as pixel art and sprite work goes for the Super Nintendo, this is easily one of the most top-notch examples that I could ever lay out there for you. Truly an amazing thing for its day. And of course, when talking about Street Fighter 2, I can't fail to mention the movie.
Are you with me or against me?
Is that multiple choice?
Easy 10 out of 10. The legacy that this game has fostered over the years has led to one of, if not the most iconic fighting franchises in the history of video games, with over 8 quintillion games spread across every console known to man and creating some of the most enduring and memorable video game characters and moves and fighting arena designs. Street Fighter II Turbo, a masterpiece. But that about does it for me, folks. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for sticking around this long. If you made it to the end, leave a comment down below, like the video, subscribe. Make sure to hit notification bells if you subscribe, because if you don't, when I put out a new video, YouTube won't tell you about it, because that's just something they do. I don't know why, but it is. Other than that, thank you so much for watching. I love you all. Bye-bye.